it's a balance, right? Where you get too
Always
comfortable,
goes back to balance.
exactly. If you get too comfortable, you degenerate.
Yep.
You get worse and worse because you got too comfortable. You don't have any. This again back to the idea of stimulation. Because why did you get bored of a thing?
Has to be the
You
right
used to like
amount.
this. It's right. You want new experiences, and sometimes challenge is that new experience, right? It stimulates your nerves or whatever. It makes you wake up like, oh yeah, I gotta get better. I gotta achieve something or and so life is that balance where you need to work on something and you need relaxation and you kind of have to play by the ear of how much am I, like, do I deserve the relaxation? It's almost like, okay, I need to force myself to work. And after I get enough of the enough work, I feel like, okay, I'm pretty tired. Now I can enjoy myself for a bit, right? It's like
Yeah,
contextualization of that, right?
and it sounds so simple when you put it like that, but if you don't pay conscious attention, you just don't notice these things. You do have to you make it into some kind of a game that you play
Yeah,
with yourself,
yeah.
essentially,
Achieve
to
the
keep it
thing
both
to
interesting, yeah, for yourself to pay attention to the whole process.
the quest.
But that's what makes it so difficult, but also I think worthwhile, is just to keep it meta, to like really try and stay meta all the time. Because if you don't, you get lost in the sauce, and the next thing you know, you're doing some dumb stuff that you're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I think okay, this remind me of the point of meditation is get your thought into focus because I think a lot of times our thoughts are just basically random.
Yeah,
So if you
no, not
don't,
just thoughts. Just get yourself focused and get
right,
yourself
because
present, and then
you,
the thoughts kind of sort
because
themselves
we
out.
all, yeah, because we all experience this. Like if you stop actively thinking about what you're doing, you become like autopilot. You're just like doing things
Yeah,
just because,
exactly.
and then you're like, oh wait, why did I do that? Oh, I did that.
Yeah,
Oh, I forgot. Because that's kind of how it is. Like you remember things and then you're doing things automatically, doing things by rote, and it's fascinating when you remember. It's like, oh yeah. And also the other thing is, any moment that you start thinking about something, you're using your presence. You're spending that presence. You're spending the current
exactly.
time. So you better kind of make it count, right? So it's not good enough to just be mindless, but it's also kind of like how do you spend your thoughts or how are you going to spend your time thinking about things
Yeah,
too.
because it's all energy that you have to mindfully navigate. I mean, mindfully, yeah, pilot, so to say, because it's finite. It's not exactly infinite at all times.
So, and to achieve a balance is kind of hard because sometimes we might be guilt tripping ourselves like, oh no, I spent that time thinking about some junk shit, some junk stuff. I need to think about this. But then you try to punish yourself and then that also doesn't work. So it's like you have to play this in a kind of like artful way where like, yep, I need to work.
Yes.
I need to make myself busy. I need to have some purpose. And then I also kind of, hey, I just want to relax for a bit. Okay, I'll do that. And then you fall back into it. As opposed to be like, if I miss one session, nope, I'm gonna punish myself. I'm gonna do 3 days of whatever. It's like, no,
Yeah,
you're gonna break yourself. So
exactly. It literally will have to be a mindful game and an art that you consciously engage in, and then life will be beautiful, engaging, harmonious, and balanced.
it's how I think about this now, what comes to me is that it's kind of that artistic creative process. And living life is kind of like that because when you evolve in a creative process, you don't know what you're gonna create. Like there's no kind of pre-concocted notion, and it's about kind of follow your intuition about what you think this piece of art will become. You know,
Right?
because I don't think any artist is gonna be like, oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna create. No, they're experimenting, and by their past experience, they could okay, I'm getting a hang of this, or this style or whatever, and then like they create, and it's just kind of almost mindless because it's like they are kind of autopilot when they do it. It's like, yep, I'm just creating this. Oh, this looks good. I'm doing this. And then they create a piece of art. It's like, wow, everybody's else saying like, wow, that's awesome. Like, that's cool. But then he's like,
Yeah,
how do you do it? I don't know.
just came
It just
together like
came to,
that
so
through the state of flow.
I think life it should be like that, you know, be like,
I
yep,
agree. Yeah, that
I,
would be its best form.
right now I'm deciding I'm going to do this. And hey, this interests me. I'm going to do my best on this. And then, so it's kind of like you have a temperature gauge of what the temperature right now is like of your mind, right? Like, do I need this or do I need that more? And of course, to be able to say whichever way, it's the hardest. Like, do I need more work or do I need more relaxation? How do I balance this? Um, but I think it's more about intuition. You just have to get an intuitive sense of like, okay, what do I need right now?
Yeah,
And that just
fine
means,
tune the intuition.
and that means if you can do that, it just means that you have a heightened awareness to be able to do that because you know the difference. You know yourself better now with that, right? As opposed to people, oh, I don't know. What do I do? I don't know. Because you're not thinking hard enough, right? To say that, oh, I don't know. It's more like, well, I'll find out. That's the question. You need to ask yourself, I'll find out. As opposed to be, I don't know. Don't say, I don't know. Say, like, I'll find out, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to
What
go.
should I find out next?
Yeah.